Now, Continental in the 80s, where you really made a mark, take me up there and how you came to be making the decisions there. And also some of the folks that passed through there very early that people may not realize were first Continental guys and learned how to work.
Gosh, you know what? I don't think Vince McMahon would have been what he is today if it weren't for us in Continental, that we started so many guys' careers down there. We're so proud of it, you know. The Junkyard Dog, Sylvester Ritter, came through with us. Big John Studd, that was a big star up here with him. One of the main guys that we dealt with back in the late 70s was Hogan. And Hogan came in, and he had Eddie, I guess Eddie's half-brother or whatever, and they came in, worked for us. We used him as Terry the Hulk Boulder.
And then Eddie Boulder
and Eddie Boulder, and then of course we had Wayne Ferris, who was the Honky Tonk Man. And later on, that's an interesting story. I'll give you that too. But Hogan came in. When he came in to work for us, we had Louis Tilley helping me with the booking, and Louis was down in Florida, and he had seen Hogan at the school working down there with Eddie, and he played guitar over on Del Mabry or something, and he's, you know, a big old guy, and so he brought him in. He said, hey, this guy's going to be really great. He comes in, he doesn't know anything, so we got to put him with some guys that we know he can work with, and we're going to build him up, and we're going to get him ready. We got Harley Race coming in. He's a big kid, and we're looking for an opponent for Harley Race, and I'll be darned, we went to work on Hogan, and we put them together in Dothan, Alabama. We had to go out to the football stadium because we had too many tickets sold. We had no room, and that Hulk knew little more than the bear hug and a few things, but he was working with Harley, and Harley could guide him and call a great match and get him through it pretty good. But we sent him up to Memphis for Jerry to get him some exposure with Jerry Lawler, and we sent him into Atlanta, which was then the NWA, Georgia Championship Wrestling, and Vince grabbed him up, and that was the end of that deal. And then we lost a lot of guys right there at the same time. David Schultz was working for us. He went up for Vince, and Honky Tonk, just 2 months before, I'd said, Wayne, you know, let's do a thing here. You look like Elvis. And I told him, you know, you got the sideburns, the whole deal. I said, let's get an Elvis outfit, and we're going to put on some Jerry Lee music and some Elvis music, and we're going to send you out with a guitar, and you just act goofy and play. You don't have to do anything, and let's see if we can get this thing cracking. And so I'll be darned, it wasn't 5 weeks of doing this. Vince grabbed him up, and there goes Honky Tonk Man. And then later on, when he finished up with Vince, and Vince says, hey, you can't use the Honky Tonk Man, and we saved Honky Tonk's rear end because Vince was going to say, hey, that's the end of Honky Tonk, I own it and everything. And Honky Tonk brought in the programs where he worked in Continental Wrestling and said, hey, boys, here's the deal. I was Honky Tonk Man before I got here.
That's right.
So we saved him too.